Hi flower friends, it's Nicole from Flower Hill Farm and I am back from my adventure in Seattle and I am in the basement grow room and I'm checking things out, and there was something new that was here when I returned because I put my husband in charge of watering down here. Now I have soil blocks, I have plug trays, and I have some like little pots. So it was the first day that he was watering when he decided he needed something else. Down here, I've got all my racks, I've got all my trays, I've got my ranunculus. I'm gonna show you guys everything. And even the stuff that looks horrible, I'm just gonna show you anyway because that's what I do. Down here, I have traditionally watered with one of two things: a literal empty milk carton, and this is how I would water my soil blocks. I would just water the top of the tray and let it bottom water and go up. And then my ranunculus and my anemones or anything that was in a 10-20 tray, I would water with this handy dandy waterer. Very simple, something I've been using for years down here. I didn't think anything of it, but the first time that Brad came down here and he was watering, so basically for these trays, for this ranunculus and anemone, I would just water like this overhead, a little bit like that. He did this the first time. He said, there's got to be a better way, because the water for him, it was leaking over. And I've had this experience before myself. I have been watering with this and then the water will like trickle down and get into the light below it. And I've actually lost some lights because of my watering methods, but I never thought, what should I be using instead? Well, my husband thinks differently than me. He's a problem solver. I'm a problem causer. we work well together. So I returned back from Seattle and he goes, bought you something. It's in the basement. I came down here and I saw this. It's literally a battery powered button pusher watering tool where you just push the button and it starts to water, and then you push it again and it stops. You're in complete control of the flow of the water. I think it's a 2 gallon. Yes, it's a 2 gallon. It's technically called an electric sprayer, but it is battery powered. I'm not gonna turn it on because I don't want to water my ceiling. However, thank you, Brad. I didn't know I needed this. And obviously I'm not gonna be using it for everything, but it's gentle enough that I have even gone over the top of the soil blocks with this on plants that are bigger, seeds that have germinated, that I'm not worried about displacing the seeds. And it's honestly been great. Even the geraniums that I started from seed, I'm overhead watering with this little nozzle and it's fantastic. I just am shocked at how well it works. So thank you, Bradley. Thank you, husband, for solving problems that I didn't even know that I had. Okay, let me show you. I also, earlier this week, attended a plug auction where, I don't know if I have kind of told you guys this, but I was so frazzled last year when it came to ordering my product for the greenhouses that I had surgery in July, and I was recovering forever. Surgery again in November, surgery again in December. My mind wasn't in the right headspace. Even though I thought I was gonna have all this time to think about what I really needed and do really well with my ordering, that wasn't the case. I was so distracted by life. I had complications. We were going to Boston once a week to have my seromas drained, and it was just a tremendously mentally more difficult challenge, the breast cancer double mastectomy recovery, than I had expected. So here I am thinking I'm gonna slay all the ordering. I'm gonna have everything that I need, and then that just wasn't the case. So there are two things, not one, but two major plants that I grow and sell at the greenhouses that I totally forgot to order. Just completely forgot to add them to my list. And I didn't know this until I was in Seattle. One thing I did know about, I knew about the Gerber daisies, and I've talked a little bit about this with you guys with the seeds that I brought in that I'm actually gonna be starting today. I didn't get a chance to start them before I went to Seattle. Let me put this sprayer down. I'm just holding it. And I just left the gym. I just had my first session with my personal trainer, and I'm sore already. We did a lot of lower weights that I'm used to. This is the same trainer. It's my buddy Gavin. It's the same guy I've been working out with for years, but usually I go to a group class with him. And because of the rebuilding of muscles that I have to do now, I'm doing one-on-one training with him, starting 3 days a week next week. So I'm very excited to build back my strength because we need it, guys. Season is upon us, and the 2026 season is, I'm so excited. Knock on wood, no surprises this year. Let's keep it simple. Okay, so I forgot to order Gerber daisies, which is a huge seller. I usually sell a couple hundred of those. Yes, I know a couple hundred doesn't sound that much, but I'm a small, local, tiny village garden center. And then fuchsias, guys, fuchsias. I usually plant like 75 hanging baskets of fuchsias. And if I could grow 200 fuchsia baskets, I would sell them all. Forgot to order fuchsias. And it wasn't until I was talking to a gentleman in Seattle. He's a fuchsia expert. His name is Teo. He was like, send me a list of the fuchsia cuttings that you're growing this year, and I'll see if there's any that you're not, that I could send you some cuttings. And so I went to go look at my list of what I had ordered for the season, and there was none. Literally no fuchsia cuttings. And a couple of other area growers had called me and said, hey, you gonna go to this plug auction? I said, well, are there Gerber daisies and fuchsia there? And they're like, usually. I said, okay. I picked a couple of my Amish friends up, and I met another friend there, and we shopped. And all of that is down there on that. Some deals were had. I am so excited about what I was able to purchase at the auction. And it's just so fun. I'll put some clips up here. It's so fun to be surrounded by all these plant people. And it's about an hour from here. So nursery garden centers from all over New York State, and I think even some ones from Vermont and Maine, they send buyers down, and people bring trailers. This was a smaller auction. Probably 40 or 50 of us were actually bidding on things. But as the season progresses, this auction gets bigger. And then the produce comes and the flowers comes. Like if I wanted to, I could make 15 bouquets and bring them to auction, or, whatever, like straight buckets of status. But you have to remember, at the auction, you might get $2 for a bouquet or $20 for a bouquet. It depends on who's there and who's bidding and what they're looking for that day. So it's always a risk. Sometimes that risk pays off. Sometimes it's a waste of a trip for you. Okay, so let's look at some of my seedlings that I've been sharing with you guys the whole time. Got my Lysianthus. But the Lysianthus are growing very nicely. I'm very happy with the size that they're at. I don't have the fan on down here. Brad's gonna bring the fan down. It's a big, heavy industrial fan. I only have a small one down here. So Brad's gonna bring the big fan down, and we're gonna get some air circulating down here. My Lysianthus has some, some algae growing on top because I don't have enough air circulation down here. So we're gonna remedy that problem this weekend, get some more air circulation, but check these out. This is my Stocks champagne that I started last month, and they're growing fantastic. I love the way they look. I have not done a fertilizer feed of these. I will do the next watering that I do. I will do fertilizer with these guys. I'm very excited to get these out. Okay, multiple trays of Lysianthus. This is dry. I've got to water this tray. But you can see that they're all growing. Little baby Lysianthus. They're not big yet. They're tiny, as expected. They're the slowest growing seedlings. You guys, you remember the geraniums that I started. Look at the little babies. The lighting here is horrible. Let's go closer. They're finally getting, this is what I just tried to pull out, and I just kind of massacred it. They're finally getting their little geranium-like leaves. They're so cute, and they're getting a little bit of like a purpley color. They probably need some food. I am gonna feed those. Like I said, the next time that I water, I'm gonna put my Neptune's Harvest in the sprayer, the jug, and that they'll have some food the next time that I do that. The ranunculus, guys. Okay, so some of this is very dry down here to water. So this, look at it. Let's see this part. Let's see how droopy it is. She's thirsty, but that's okay. These are going to be planted out, not today, not tomorrow, but Monday and Tuesday, because Sunday night we're back down into the negatives. But after that, everything looks to be in the 20s and above, at least in the 10-day forecast. So all of these will be going out then. And this is the Grand Pastel, and then the Iceberg Ranunculus, which is a white. And then let's see, we've got all the trays look very similar. Oh, I'm moving lights. Look how great they are doing in here. They're just doing so well. And when I plant them out, I'll separate them. The roots come apart so easily. I will water these heavily before I put them outside so that I don't have to worry about doing a deep watering after they're planted, because it's still kind of difficult to get the hose out there when temperatures are in the teens and the 20s. Continuing with more trays of ranunc. These are the first ones that I planted. They're looking so good. I was just talking to my friend who is seeing buds on her ranunculus that she planted out, her butterfly ranunculus. So I'm a little bit jealous of that. The earliest I think that I would see buds is probably the last week in April, I think, for me. But you never know. Sometimes there's a rogue bud here and there, especially on the anemones. They tend to shoot up buds quicker. There are, look at this. There are anemones on this side. These are the Levante Rosas. They're doing so well. And I cannot wait to get these planted because as soon as you get them in the ground, they just take off like crazy. Ah! And then, guys, I'm not going to pull out each of these trays individually. But this is the second set of ranunculus and anemones that I planted that was just starting to sprout through the soil the last time I showed you. We've got the black, the caramel pastel anemones, and I wouldn't be surprised if I started to see a bud in here in a couple of weeks. Anemones always bloom earlier for me than the ranuncs. We've got the Nono Antonios, which those are the ones that I had most of my order canceled on me last year. I ordered more for this year, so hopefully it follows through. We've got another tray up top, more over here, more over here, and then another tray over here. And then this is the caramel white anemone. And the caramel white, these corms, do you see how well they're sprouting? These corms were in my refrigerator in a canning mason jar for over a year, like a year and a half. And then these are a couple of different varieties. Do I have the labels on this side? No, I don't. Porcelain, and that's the caramel white. So the porcelain is looking so pretty as well. Doing really well. So I cannot wait to get these into the ground because they're just going to take off. Okay, right here, this is the Silver Falls dichondra that I started from seed. I had okay germination, looks like about 50%. There's still some that are coming, and then obviously this one came up and shriveled up, so that one didn't do so well. And then this is the Rococo frilly pansies that I started because my other pansies had bad. The mouse ate them. Chipmunk, whatever it is. More Lysianthus that was started after, and then down here, the other tray of stock doing really well. Horrible news, and the horrible news is that my Nemesia, my yarrow, zero germination. Do you see those? 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 4 Chimney Rudbeckia. But yeah, no germination on my yarrow, which is a bummer. But honestly, like, I'm pretty sure that I haven't had good germination on my yarrow for a while now. Sorry, that's super close. Anyway, I'm going to water down here. But first, I'm going to show you the other plugs that I got at auction. And I'm a little nervous because I did see one fungus gnat that I killed because otherwise I'm bug-free down here. Let's go this way. Okay, here are some of the trays. I actually don't have all of them because my friend Steve and I split things together, and so he took some home. The way that these auctions work is that there'll be lots of something. So I bought these 3 trays, not these 3 trays, actually. This tray and then those 2 trays of fuchsia were one lot. And if you want the whole lot, you bid per plug. And then if you want all 3 trays, when the auction's over with, they say all of it and you say half of it. And then they start the bid, or whoever the second place bidder was will get the option to get the other half. If that person wants to pass, then the auction starts over again for the other half. It's really not complicated. It takes a little while to get used to because they talk so fast. It's incredibly fast the way that they talk. So if you're not paying attention, you're going to miss out. So I was able to get, I was number 32. So there's someone who writes the winning bid and how many. So there's 216 plugs of this fuchsia. Look at this. It's beautiful. This is Swing Time, which I'll be using in hanging baskets. And then I have 2 other varieties that came in that lot as well. It was Dollar Princess fuchsia. They look fantastic. I need to pinch these now. So basically what I'll do is I will go down right here. I think I might need scissors for these. And I will pinch it right there. And you can see there are little ones started right underneath. And that's basically how we're going to make them nice and bushy fuchsia baskets. And I think I actually might root these we'll see. I'm going to put them in some rooting hormone water and see if they take, because that's how fuchsias are grown. They're grown from cuttings and not really from seed. You can grow them from seed, but they will have different genetics, like yada, yada, yada. Okay, those were Swing Time and Dollar Princess. And then I have two other, oh no, one of them is a Dollar Princess as well. So I have another tray of Dollar Princess, and then I have this one called Marinka. This is more of an upright variety. So I'm excited about that. They are all fantastic. They are going to be planted this week at the greenhouses because we are opening the doors up on Monday, turning the heat on this weekend, getting things going. And then Ashley and I will spend all day Monday filling the baskets with soil and putting like the fertilizer in it and all that stuff. And then we will be either getting the plants will come on either Tuesday or Wednesday. So if they don't come Tuesday, we will continue to fill baskets on Tuesday. And then as soon as the baby plants get there, we're just going to plant our little hearts away. Okay, lophus. And so some of this stuff I didn't need, but I just wanted. And they were going, like, the auction was going super, prices were low, unheard of low. So I picked up this tray of lophus. I keep looking for aphids because lophus are aphid magnets. I don't see any. So far so good. I keep inspecting everything. Lophus I do in hanging baskets. I'm going to be doing a combination of a whole bunch of trailers this year in a big wicker basket because those tend to do really well. In fact, I might put one of these next ones that I'm going to show you. The next three that I'm going to show you are trailing plants. I have grown this one in the past. It's one of my favorites. These are both Plectranthus and they're kind of connected. Okay, got it. This is a variegated Plectranthus, and you guys know that I love this one. I'll be unboxing it again this week when it comes in from Jolly Farmer. It smells so good, and it's also called the piss-off plant because deer and rabbits tend to leave it alone. So I always recommend this for my people that have like an intense deer pressure. It has like a very strong herbal aroma that it smells like black pepper to me. I could sleep on a bed of Plectranthus. It comes in, well, I only thought it came in two colors, but turns out there's a third. The other one is a guacamole, which is like a green and purple that I've grown before. But then there's this one that I have never grown before. I've never even seen this one before. It's called Lemon Twist. Isn't that so pretty? And now these vine down. The guacamole one grows maybe 2.5, 3 feet down. This variegated Plectranthus, my customers have had it grow up to 7 feet out of a hanging window basket. I don't know about this Lemon Twist. It says up to 24 inches, but so does the other one. So I'm thinking that it grows more than that. This next trailer is something I am so excited about because it is my aunt's favorite green, like her favorite like viney plant. We've said for a few years she loves the Lismachia, however you say it. It is usually like a dark green or a creeping Jenny color. There are those two varieties. And then I was like, you get to the auction a little early in your browse. I saw this plant and I said, oh my gosh, I've never seen that color before. It's a purpley Lismachia. Look at that coloring. That is gorgeous. And it is a vining plant. It will vine down. I've got the tags for it. Let's see what it says 2 to 4 feet. So this would be gorgeous in window boxes, in hanging baskets. My customers tend to love the romance of like a Silver Falls dichondra or a Plectranthus or a Lismachia or a vinca vine, all those amazing things. So I mean, I couldn't pass this one up. It is actually called Midnight Sun Lismachia. It might be Lismachia. It's got the CH, but I like to pronounce that as a K. Okay, because I can. The other one's like not looking so good because I had to, in order for me to fit, because I brought 2 other growers. So we were trying to put all these boxes of plants in my car. So the osteospermums, which are the African daisies that I had to buy because I got them for 2 cents a plug. So they're not looking fantastic because they were sitting on top of each other in trays. But I was able to pick up the Astica Midnight, which is a dark purple daisy. So these are the 2 other, like that's like kind of like a rainbow that everyone's been loving. I also bought in an absurd amount of these in other different colors from a few other suppliers. So I'm really excited about the African daisies. This is like a combination of like farm content and greenhouse content. Sorry, I'm ducking down. Oh, you know what? I'm lying. These were 10 cents a plug. 10 cents. This one, it looks horrible. I need to water it. This one I was able to get for 2 cents a plug. And you guys know this one. This is Euphorbia. That beautiful white cloud. This was literally 2 cents a plug. You can't even make this up. I love adding these to hanging baskets. They give a whimsical cloud to it. They were in one of the hanging baskets that sold out first last year was called Lady Luck, but that's not what this was in. Yes, Lady Luck sold out really fast. That was a coleus basket. But the other one, I can't remember the name of it, but it had this. It had Euphorbia. It had a double impatient that was hot pink. And then it had a trailer. I can't remember which trailer it was, but it was so gorgeous. And everyone's just so attracted to the Euphorbia. So that's what I got at auction. But I also was able to get up. What else did I get with Steve? So Steve and I, he owns Freedom Farm in Vernon. We split cactuses. So we both got a tray of cactuses. They looked so good. I took a picture of them. What else did we split? Oh, the Gerber daisies. Steve and I placed a bid on 3 trays of 72 of Gerber daisies, and they looked so good. So he packed that in his truck because he had more room. I was out of room in my car. In fact, the people that I brought with me they had boxes on their lap in the back seat. So now we know next time I have to bring a trailer. Anyway, there's an update from inside the grow room. End of February. I'm starting a massive more ton of seeds tonight. A metric ton of seeds will be started tonight. I'm turning the heat on in the garage. My husband will join me. It's Friday evening. He gets home in a couple of hours. And I'm gonna be starting snapdragons and some other things. I'll make a vlog of what I'm starting. I just got a huge load of Vermont compost that I've been waiting for to make my soil blocks, which is why I wasn't able to start the seeds before. I only had a little bit left. And stay tuned because I ordered enough Vermont compost in I'm gonna try shipping it. Stay tuned for that. We will see. It needs to dry out a little bit. It's a little heavy and shipping is based on weight. And so I'm waiting for it to dry out a little bit, but stay tuned if you're having a hard time locating Vermont compost. I ordered enough in to be able to sell it at my nursery, but I ordered extra so that I could sell it on my website and ship it as well. Okay, that's it from the grow room. Next time you see me, we'll be starting seeds. And while I'm starting seeds, I'll probably go over all the amazing people that I met in Seattle and tell you more about my trip. So, okay guys, thanks for sticking around. We'll see you soon.